So, we got some big news today that I do want to share with everybody in the chat. I want to get everybody's insights on it, as we all are Last of Us fans here in the channel. But as of today, on the 26th of May, there was a report that came out on Bloomberg that talked about the Last of Us multiplayer game that everybody's been talking about, that it is going to be delayed indefinitely. There's no date on when it's going to be delayed, but it shows that it's going to be delayed. So what I do want to do is I want to show you guys the article. Oh, hi. I see myself. I want to show the article that Jason Schreier was able to write up today around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So as I'm recording this, about 4 hours later. But I just wanted to kind of walk through this article with everybody and kind of get everybody's thoughts in the chat and just kind of explain where my head is at with this news that come out today, especially right after the Sony showcase that we just had earlier this week. So Jason wrote, Sony has slowed down development on an upcoming multiplayer game in its long-running series, The Last of Us video game, as the creators reassess its quality and long-term viability, according to 4 people familiar with the project. So it's not saying that it's being canceled, but it's questioning the long-term viability. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean, was it going to be a live service game and they're questioning if it's going to be a live service game? I'm not really entirely sure what this means. So reassessing. Everybody's reassessing in the market, like John just said in the chat. All right. So as I was saying, as we're going into it, the team working on the game was scaled back after a recent evaluation said the people who asked not to be named because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. That's not good. A small group remains on the project while the company reevaluates the direction. So again, reevaluate, reassess that whole debacle. While the game has not been canceled, okay, there we go. Many of its developers have been moved to other projects. We've seen this happen before in the past with other games, with other developers. This isn't good. This is not good. I mean, I don't have to be on here to tell you guys that this is not good news, but this is not good news. First of all, they were not authorized to speak publicly, and yet it was mentioned that they spoke publicly about that everything was scaled back for this game. So it makes me wonder, I know it says that it's not canceled, but is this going to be tied in with another game in the future where they're going to scale it back and see what happens there? I guess they don't want what happened to Anthem. I mean, that's true. Anthem was bad. All tech companies are reallocating engineering resources, so that makes sense. But the thing that is questioning is concerning, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. Concerning to me is that I feel like this game was like almost done. We've been getting a lot of reports about this game stating that it was getting close to finishing up. It was getting close to being launched. I think a lot of people were wanting to see some gameplay of it in the Sony showcase that we had earlier this week. And this is why. This is why we did not see anything of this game on the Sony showcase. So, as the article keeps on going, following requests for comments from Bloomberg News, Naughty Dog, the Sony subsidiary working on the project, which I love Naughty Dog, by the way. I'm a huge fan of Naughty Dog, put out a statement on Twitter saying that we realized what's best for the game. Okay, so let's open the tweet and see what they mentioned on the tweet. Okay, so this is from Naughty Dog's official Twitter. The Last of Us fans. We know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about The Last of Us, a multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far, but as development has continued, we've realized what is best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single player experience. What? Okay, so is that another Last of Us? Is that another... I don't know. We look forward to sharing more soon. We're grateful to our fantastic community for your support. Thank you for your passion for our games. It continues to drive us. Okay. So let's see what we want to chat about here. First of all, it's a bummer. Okay, it's a bummer. I was actually very much looking forward to this. You guys know I don't really play a lot of multiplayer games. I just face it. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games anymore. It's just not a thing for me. I don't enjoy it as much. But as soon as I knew that they were coming out with a Last of Us multiplayer game, I don't know about you guys, but when on PlayStation 3, when Last of Us 1 came out on PlayStation 3, I played the crap out of the multiplayer that was on that game. And I think it would be really, really, really fun if we got something like that again. And this is why I was so excited for this. So hearing this news is unfortunate. It makes sense on why we didn't see anything in the Sony showcase. But now I'm questioning, what is this new project that they're working on? Because what if they're lining it up? Sounds like they're remastering the second one and plan to drop the online with it. You think they're remastering the second one? Oh, I guess, because, I mean, they just did remaster the first one. But this is a brand new single-player experience. So I don't know if there's any correlation here. What if we get a Last of Us 3? I mean, that I feel like that could be something that's on the table here, right? There could be a Last of Us 3 that could be involved here with a brand new single player experience. Now, if it's brand new, I wonder if it's just it could be just a different title. Who knows what Sony and Naughty Dog has cooking up, but there could be some correlation there. But, you know, especially with how some of the recent games that have come out, like Gollum, like Redfall, I'm just excited that they're not putting pressure on the development team to finish this when the game is clearly not finished, and they're stating that they're pushing things back and they're giving it more time. This is the one thing that continues to bug me, though, in this industry today, is I cannot trust any game companies anymore, because it's this all the time. It's okay, let's let
them cook.
Exactly. They tweet out, here's a big trailer, here's a launch date, etc., etc. We're so excited. We can't wait for you guys to play it. Yada, yada, yada. Okay? 1-2 months before the launch date comes out. Oh, sorry, guys. We need to push it back more. Okay. They push it back a couple more weeks. Oh, sorry, guys. We need to push it back a couple more months. It's like, why would you come out with the original announcement of the actual date if you're just not going to follow that date? I understand that things happen, economies change, job layoffs, all that kind of stuff as well, but it's just like, it's a constant theme now. It's a constant theme now, and it's just, it's brutal, man. As a video game fan, I hate it. I hate getting these types of letters. I understand, but I hate it at the same time. I don't know what you guys think about it in chat. Feel free and share what your thoughts are in chat, and we'll read it here in a second. But, you know, I know I say I don't trust a lot of video game developers nowadays, but guys, Naughty Dog has made some really, really good games. Right? They've made some fantastic series. They made some fantastic games. They've never really let us down, per se. Besides the port on Last of Us 1, which we all saw what happened when it came over to PC and how bad it was on PC. So that also is another thing that makes me kind of leery about what's going on here, because they just had a bad launch with Last of Us Part 1 on PC, and now they are delaying, not canceling, but delaying indefinitely this multiplayer series that they've been working on. So I don't know. I don't know if it goes hand in hand. That's the thing. They're biting off more than they can chew with the show, another game, a secret project. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the show, like, yeah, it's obviously Last of Us and it's Naughty Dog and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, that's a completely separate thing from these games. But I think it's a good point that I bring up of the concern after the issues that Part 1 had with the remaster. If what Josh said in the chat, where they're going to do a remaster for Part 2 on a PC port, like, are people going to buy it? Are people going to play it? Like, I don't know, man. Part 1 was a joke, which is, it hurts for me to say it because I love Last of Us. You guys know how much I love Last of Us, but how Part 1 came out, that was really, really bad.
Bruh.
That was really bad. So, anyways, this is the news that we got from today for Naughty Dog. So let me know what you guys think about it. If you're watching this over on YouTube after we're done talking about it on stream, I'd love to hear your comments down in the section below on, you know, if you are happy that they're moving it, if you're pissed off that they're moving it. Like, I just want to hear what everybody's thinking about it. So there's an IGN article from 512 stating Sony is reevaluating their portfolio. Some studios have big layoffs. Yeah. And that could be something that's happening here, right? It depends on what they're working on behind the scenes, and all the layoffs with the economy and all that kind of stuff. So again, like, we can talk about how much we hate it. We could talk about how much it's just super frustrating, but we also have to understand that it's where we're at in the world today with the economy. It's where we're at in the world today on different projects. And we have to be able to give at least a little bit of leeway and a little bit of a benefit of the doubt that they're doing this the right way, and not something really bad is going on behind the scenes and they're just trying to cover it. So I don't know. I don't like multiplayer games, so I'd rather spend energy to go to a game I want to play. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I would say the same, Heather. But I just really liked Last of Us multiplayer. It was unique. It was different. Kind of like, you know, how Assassin's Creed multiplayer back in the day was really unique and different. Like, when you're coming up with a new multiplayer type experience that's new, that's fresh, and it's not the Call of Duties, it's not the Battlefields, it's not the Halos, like, then it's like, oh, okay. Now we're cooking, you know? So anyways, let me know what you guys think about what happened with Last of Us multiplayer. You know, unfortunate news for sure, but hopefully, you know, everything is good, and hopefully we get this game sooner rather than later.